All right, everyone. So for today's class, we will be learning an arrangement of mine. Actually, I arranged this song some time ago. It's not a new arrangement, but I think I decided to release it recently on YouTube and to share it with you guys. And well, YouTube is great, and you have this running tabs over there, and it's all fancy and hopefully looking good. I do put a lot of efforts in those videos. Takes me ages to edit it and all that, but needless to say, a lesson always gives more information than just running tabs. So I can answer your questions. We can go bar by bar, note by note, whatever it takes, so you guys can, make this song sound better. So please ask me questions, whatever you're struggling with. I think it's a nice song to learn. It sounds great on the uke. So let's begin. Let's see. So let me just open the worksheet. Alrighty. She. All right. So have you listened to this one? Are you guys familiar with the original? There are many versions of this one. No, nobody? Shelly, never? Okay, well, it's a good old classic song. Charles Aznavour did a cover for this one. It's brilliant. Elvis Costello, just listen to his version. It's fabulous. Do some research. I'm just welcoming you here. Although I think I prefer working on the notes with you guys and to give you as much as possible, like tips and tricks to make your fingers happy. But because you can listen to the song without me. But please do. And by the way, something we did in the previous class, something I was talking about in my theory and ear training class, we actually did some exercises on how to listen to music. I'm not going to be converting this class into theory and ear training because that's not the theme of the lesson, but I'm welcoming you guys to do a little exercise of listening to any song you're working on or any song you like, closing your eyes, shutting down every device, every smartphone, every whatever you have, anything you have next to you that can be distracting you from listening to music. Just listen to that song, tap your foot along to that rhythm of the song, link yourself to the rhythm, to the beat, and try to gain as much information as possible from the music that you're about to play, such as ask questions. What instruments do I hear in that song? So if you will be listening to the song She by whoever artist you decide to listen to, like hundreds of covers of this one, but just try to find out what instruments are playing this song, whether there's a bass, piano, ukulele, voice, maybe a backing voice, I don't know. Just be curious, that's your musicality. I think musicality, as I mentioned in the previous class, is one of the most powerful things in music. That's where music starts. It's not in your fingers, guys. Okay, so I'll stop there because I spent already quite some time in my previous class talking about this stuff. So let's just dive into the notes. Okay, have you guys played this one already? I know, I think I released it a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago. I lost track. Anyway, I think it was on Patreon already for a couple of weeks or so. So I don't know if you already started working on this one, but because we're a group, I'll start from scratch. Feel free to ask me questions, okay, guys? So let me play it for you. Let's see if I remember how to play it, as always. Been ages. Okay, let me just give a quick round for you guys. I need to flip pages, sorry guys. Something like this. I think someone is not muted, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. I hear some. Oh, hello, Maria Clara. How are you? Hello there.
Hi. Hello.
Hey there. Hey there. I'm good. I'm good. Nice to see you. Welcome, everyone. Okay, I hope you managed hearing me playing the song. Um, anyway, it's also on YouTube. Guys, this song sounds a little bit better with the Logi. I initially composed it for a Logi, so if you have a Logi ukulele, there is one note that really screams Logi there. So yeah, just preference for Logi. If you don't have a Logi, it's still gonna sound great. I think this is a high G ukulele, by the way. This is my travel ukulele, so I cannot bring all my ukes with me when I'm traveling. Anyway, it sounds good. I'm happy with how it sounds on a high G, no problem. Um, let's break it down, guys. I know it's a beginner's class. This song is not 100% beginners, but I think even if you're a beginner, you can kind of make sense of most of the things here as long as you know how to read tabs. Okay, if you never read tabs before, then you might run into trouble. But I've released some videos on YouTube explaining how to read tabs. Please check those out, so I wouldn't like spending time doing this class, going through the basic, very basic things about what are the lines, what are the notes and all that. Anyway, guys, let's work on the chords. Let's start with the chord shapes. So what I mean by chord shapes is the structures on top, right? We have the C, C dim, D7, A7, DM, D dim, G sus, G C sus, and all that stuff. So let's just make sure our fingers starting to work. Let's warm them up with the shapes. The C chord. I'm a little bit out of tune, sorry about that. Okay, C chord, here we go. We know this one very well. Let's look into the next one, C dim, the spider chord, the diminished chord, right? So that's a very nice shape. I love it very much. It looks like a spider. Exactly, Stefan, that looks good. Very nice, that's the one. It looks very spooky. It looks misplaced. It's actually it's a horrible chord. It doesn't sound good. But mind that chords are just ingredients. They're part of something bigger. Okay? So this song sounds good in a combination with something that comes after it. Donna, you have a question. Tell me. Or something
Yes,
maybe.
is it a C major song using the A minor scale?
It's in the key of C. You're right.
Yeah,
It's
but it seems like you're always using the A minor scale for the main riff. So I tried to figure it out because I have to overthink it in the baritone ukulele, or maybe change some things that it sounds nicer.
Yeah, look, the song is in C major, but theoretically speaking, C major scale and A minor scale are exactly the same
Yeah,
thing.
I know. Yeah,
So you can approach it if it helps you with some calculations.
yeah,
A minor is totally fine. Yeah, it's
yeah.
are
Okay.
the same notes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Guys, I need just please give me 30 seconds because I need to plug my computer to the electricity here. So please have a look at the first bar. I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right with you. Just a second. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Now it's all good. Alrighty, let me tell you a few things. So for this song, I would like you to use the 4 fingers, 4 strings technique. All right, 4 fingers, thumb, index, middle, ring, assigned to the 4th string. So the thumb is assigned to the 4th string, index to the 3rd string, middle to the 2nd string, ring to the 1st string, pinky is out. We don't use this one. Okay, a great exercise to begin with using this technique is hold your ukulele. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. No, I'm not about to sneeze. Okay, it's gone. So take the position of the 5 fingers, right? And bring those 4 fingers into position. Hey, Ellison, that's been a while. Hey there. All right, and you bring the fingers to the strings without looking, it just by feeling. All right, just like that. Every finger finds its own string. These are the basics of the 4 fingers, 4 strings positioning. Okay. Now back to the arrangement. Here is our diminished chord, the C diminished chord, which is probably one of the more difficult shapes in the song. So if you're struggling with this shape, a great exercise that to help you work on shapes, on chord shapes, is very simple. Strum and press the chord, release the fingers, open them fully, strum the open strings and bring them back. Bring them back, open and bring them back. That's your exercise to nail every single chord shape out there. Okay, let me ask you the following question. Are there any chords in between those chords that you see in front of you that you find difficult? Because this can save us some time. Any questions about the chord shapes? No? All good? Thumbs up for everyone? We can move on to the next thing. I want to be a bit more efficient. Petra, is it that cold over there? Ça va?
Ça va.
Okay. All right. Okay. Guys, the first bar, let's play it together. You ready? 4 fingers, 4 strings position. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay. Let me think together with you what we can do better. Actually, oh, I have a great idea. Check it out. Let's think about it together. We start on the 3rd fret, right? We need to press the 3rd fret. That's our starting point. Remember what I told you about the left hand. 4 fingers, 4 frets positioning. You guys remember this thing? So if we look a little bit further than the first bar, I think Donna is already nailing it. Good job. I can see you doing that. So anyway, I'm trying to just create a whole, logic within this whole, I don't know, first line. So what I do is I start with the 3rd fret and I decide to use my middle finger for the 3rd fret, right? Because later on from the 3rd fret, I go to the 2nd fret. That's going to be my index finger. And then later on, I kind of need to get to the 5th fret. So that's perfect for my pinky. So this is what I call 4 fingers, 4 frets positioning. Okay, so this way I don't even need to look at my left hand. I see sometimes some of you are still checking your fingers, right? You're kind of trying to control your fingers. There's nothing to look if you're in the right position. So if you're in a position of 4 frets, 4 fingers, you're already there by default. There's nothing for you to check. So let's try to play the 1st and the 2nd bar. Let's just put it together. Ready? Let's do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 5th fret with a pinky. Open. Okay. Okay, good job, everyone. Last time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and how are we doing so far? Thumbs up, thumbs down. All good? Very nice. Let's move on. So what is the next chord? C diminished. That's the difficult chord. That's the spider chord. That's crazy sounding chord, right? That not everyone played this one before. So as I said, work on this shape by pressing and releasing, because when we arrive to the third bar, to that C dim, your fingers in the left hand need to instantly press that position, not by one, but instantly. You press that shape and then your right hand starts plucking the strings. So just for a second, let's focus on the third bar, the C dim section, and let's hold that chord. Okay, make sure your fingers are round, guys. That's a little tip on the side. You see, I'm just showing you different angles here of my left hand. Round and curved, nothing like this. You see my middle finger? You see my middle finger there? Don't do that. Make it round and make sure to have your nails cut. Okay, don't having long nails will result in you having bar chords all the time, like with some kind of weird position in your left hand fingering, such as this or that, like breaking your finger. That's not good. So make sure to chop your nails a little bit, make them short, and play with round and curved fingers. Okay. Okay, so third bar, let's play it together, only the third bar. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. All right, there is one little problem here. So when we arrive at the final note of that bar, of the third bar, we need to go to the second fret, but we run out of fingers, right? They're all pressing. So what should we do? Help me out. I'm not sure if I have a solution. I'm just like, what do you guys think? How should we get to the second fret? What is the best way for us to move to that second fret? Donna, do you have a solution for us? I know you come with a lot of good solutions, or Shelly, or anyone else maybe. Genevieve, Farah.
I would use the pinky because I could slide up to the fifth fret for the C diminished for the next bar.
That's actually one of the things I was thinking too. Let's try it. Let's try it. I don't know. Like actually, but till now I wasn't using my pinky, but I was thinking about it. So I'm really happy that you suggested this one. Let's try to. So we're holding the C dim. We move our pinky one fret down. That's easy. That's so easy because it's just across the corner, right? Just right there. And then we need to slide it back to the fifth fret, right? For the next bar, actually, for the fourth bar. So let's try to do it. Let's see if we feel comfortable. If we feel comfortable, we're doing a good job. 3 and 4 and 1. I'm on the fourth bar, right? Okay. So I would say this is one way of dealing with this bar. The other way is, and that's how I was doing it, I was using my middle finger actually to get that second fret. So I just release the chord and I press with my middle finger. You can even decide to use your index finger. That's also a possibility. And then you go to the fifth fret. You can try that. If it works for you, I think no harm in just using that technique. It's fine. Anyway, I'll let you decide whatever is comfortable for you. There are a few ways to this situation. I think whatever works. Let's continue. I think we can move on to the DM7 part. So DM7 is another new chord made for some of you. So it's DM, it's just the DM with an extra note. So the pinky goes on the third fret first string. Again, if it's a new chord, the way to work on this chord shape is press, release, press, release. There are 4 fingers involved, so there's a lot of information. Make sure to teach every finger on how to move and how to remain a very curved position. You see how my fingers are? Even the pinky, I'm not doing this. By the way, this is what I see very often, guys. You see my pinky? I'm pressing that DM7 right now, and I see it very often. So this is not good. What is good is this. Round and curved, even for the pinky. Not like this. This is not good. We don't like to break the fingers like this. Okay, let me see. So the DM7. Okay, what I would do at the end of the DM7 bar is the following. So this is my DM7. My pinky is pressing the 3rd fret, and I'll squeeze the pinky 1 fret back to get to the 2. Can you guys see that? You find the logic within this little thing? Make sense? To move the pinky a little bit back, right? Okay. And then after that, I would slide the pinky. I wouldn't lift it. I would slide the pinky to the 5th fret. Then I'm kind of in this 4 fingers, 4 frets position, right? So 5, 3, 2, 0. So I'm on the DM7 bar number 6, right? So the end of the 2nd line. Let's try to play DM7 bar 5 to DM7 bar 6. Let's try to connect it. Ready, go. Let's do it. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Keep the chord, go to the 2, slide to the 5, 5, 3, 2, 0. Okay, last time. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Slide to the 5th fret. 3, 2, 0. Needless to say, the rhythm of the 6th bar is different than the 5th bar. In the 6th bar, we use longer notes, quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And however, in the 5th bar, we call them 8 notes. So they're twice as fast. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? It's a bit of a different rhythm. Are we good? Are you guys with me? Everyone is understanding what's going on here? How about this? Let's play the first line entirely, connecting to the 2nd line. First 2 lines without stopping. Ready? Let's do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Diminished chord, here we go. DM7, it's a difficult one. Squeeze the pinky to the 5th fret, 3rd fret, 2, 0. Okay, how are we doing? Thumbs up, thumbs down, all good? All right, good job, everyone. Good job, good job. Allison, you're good? Managing? All right. Just checking because I haven't seen you for a long time, you know? All right. Petra, I haven't seen you too. You had a long holiday. I know, I know. And Chiara is here. That's so nice. We have so many people joining the class. I'm so happy. Yeah, probably the difference in the hours made some people like Boris, this is not good for us, bye-bye. Anyway, so I'm happy to be back in Europe and being a bit closer to the US people, you know, a little bit closer to the west coast of the US and everyone who is very, very far from me. Anyway, let's move on, guys. The third line, bar number 7. We have the C chord, but it's a movement within the C chord. You already, guys, you know how that works when it comes to arrangements. So it is the C chord, but there's lots of notes moving inside of the C chord. So let's try to play the 7th bar together. Ready? Let's do it. Here we go. Oh, needless to say, I would use my ring finger. I think it would do the same, I'm pretty sure, but the ring finger for the 3rd fret and the index finger for the 1st fret kind of makes sense, I think. Here we go, 7th bar. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, once again, 7th bar. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, very nice, very nice. Let's move on to the A7. So this is another shape. It's actually more static. It doesn't move so much. So as long as you get the A7, you're good with your left hand. So what is the A7 shape? 2 on the fourth string. Sorry, 4th string. Sometimes I completely forget what is a string and what is a fret. Sorry, guys. So 2nd fret on the 4th string, the 1st fret on the 3rd string, and what I personally prefer doing is not using my ring finger but using my pinky for the 3rd fret. For me, it feels a lot more natural, less tension in my finger. I don't know about you guys, our fingers can be different, the sensation is different, but I definitely feel that this creates more gap in between my fingers. You see the gaps in between my fingers? So when we have gaps in between the fingers, we start building tension. So you want to eliminate the gap, okay? And in this case, I can eliminate the gap by using my pinky, so keeping them a bit closer together. It's not always possible, by the way. Sometimes some chords are a little bit more stretched, but whenever we can, we try to do that, okay? So anyway, that's my preference. I would use my pinky. Let's try. Let me see. You know what? How about we play the entire line? I think we can manage. So bar 7, 8, and 9. I think we can do this. And if not, we'll break it down. So the entire line, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. A7 and DM. Okay, let's do it again. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. A7, DM. Okay, I think I played a 1 note or 2 notes wrong, but I think it's all right. It still sounded cool. Are we good? Thumbs up, we move on. Okay, we move on. But you know me, moving on is great, but we need to connect things. That's very important. We're learning one line at a time. Amazing, but we need to start putting it all together. So what I want to do before we move on to the next line is let's play from the beginning. So we're right now in the 3rd line. Okay, so let's play line 1, line 2, line 3 without stopping. Alrighty, let's do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and from the top. Diminished chord. DM7. Squeeze the pinky. Slide the pinky. Line 3. A7. DM. Okay, good job. How are we doing? Any questions? All clear? Starting to sound good? Okay, good. Let's move on. Let's move on. We are getting towards the end. Let me see if we. Okay, let's break down this line. Maybe I can give you some tips there. So we start on a DM, but the DM starts with the third fret on the second string. So it's kind of a DM-ish section. So I'm holding that DM, but I start with my pinky on the third fret. So that's how your fingers should look like, okay? Full DM chord, but add the pinky on the third fret because that's your first note. And then from there, you need to release your pinky, go to the actual DM where your index is pressing the first fret on the second string, and then you open this one to a 0. Please mind that the 0 and the 2 over the DM section, these are quarter notes, so they're longer, they're not 8 notes, so you need to wait a little bit with the rhythm there. And then we go to the D diminished. Here's a little trick. So I'm talking right now about the part, the DM to the D diminished part, okay? DM to the D diminished part. What I want you guys to do, we need to have an anchor finger. We need to find an anchor finger that will help us with the movement. Can anyone help me out a little bit with the question of transitioning between the DM to the D diminished? What finger can serve us as an anchor finger to help the connection between the shapes? Anyone? I'm talking about the left hand, obviously, left hand. Anyone?
The ring finger.
The ring finger, yes, it is the ring. Can you explain more?
If I can, you see my hand? Oops, no, there. Sorry.
That's good.
So you played the D minor. Yes, it's D minor.
Yeah, it is in my head.
Yeah, but I'm playing the baritone, so it's an
no.
A minor for me. So I was thinking. So I lift the other fingers.
Okay.
So the best way is to sing in the G major chord, to build the G major and put the extra pinky on.
That's a very good way of thinking, by the way. That's great. That's a very good way of thinking, Donna. I didn't think about the G, but now that you're saying
but it's easier to think in pictures, I guess, to build up chords. So I teach rhythm also in pictures when I did handpan lessons or so. It's easier for us.
very good. No, that's a great one. I love the tip. So yeah, just what Donna said. Keep the middle, the ring finger is your anchor finger. So what I suggest you to do, like you're at your DM, shift to the following shape. So the following shape is what is it? How did I call it? Sorry, the DM, the D diminished, sorry. So the DM to the D diminished, this is your D diminished, okay? This is your DM. But this finger, the ring finger, is pressing. You don't release it. So again, the D diminished, just what Donna said, it's exactly the same as your G chord. Here's my G chord, the same shape, but just moved one string up and one fret back. Okay? If that makes sense. So let's try to, you see? Oh yeah, the following bar, so bar 12, just to understand what our fingers need to do there, you're still pressing that G shape of yours, right? So the G shape is just the same positioning, but I'm adding my pinky to the third fret. I'm talking about bar 12. Still the same chord, but we need to add the pinky. You see, guys? So let me play you the entire line so it will make a little bit more sense. So from bar 10 going to bar 11 and 12, it sounds like this. Keeping the ring finger. So my ring finger stays pressed throughout the whole line. Okay, you don't lift it at all. Can we try and this is a little bit of the maybe harder section in the song, so that specific line 10, 11, 12. Let's try to play it together. D, M, D diminished, and D diminished. Here we go. You guys ready? Let's do it. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and long note, and next chord. At the pinky. Okay, let's do it again. If you're using a low G, it might sound a little bit different, which is fine, but actually it sounds even better on the low G, as I mentioned before. Let's do it again. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the G type of chord. D diminished. And okay, how are we doing? Are we good? Thumbs up? So? Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys, but what is important in these classes, I want to give you as many tools as possible. So after the class, maybe a day or two, I honestly think that, well, I think I know everyone in this group. I think only Marie Ave. I think we haven't really, you're kind of new to the Patreon community. So, but for the rest, I think I know your level, guys. So whoever is here in the live class, I think you should manage playing this song. It will take you maybe a week, maybe a bit less, but it's not something which is impossible. Okay, so with these tips, with this the work that we're doing right now, just a bit of your time and it's gonna be good. That's how I see it. Okay, I think we're good. What else? Let's move on. The next section, so bar 13, the next page. Okay, I think we can nail it. Let's play the entire line. So I'm talking about bars 13, 14, and 15. So chords C, G sus. All right, let's do it. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's it. Let's do it again. Bar 13. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and Jesus. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, good job everyone. We're good? Petra, you're good? Okay. Let's connect you to the final part and then we can play the whole thing. Needless to say, if you're wondering why it's still not sounding that great, first of all, we're playing it very slowly. It's like very robotic, like tuk counting and very like, it's practice mode. In order to make the song sound good, there are a few things we need to, actually I would like to spend a minute or two after we finish the whole song, just to give you extra tips on how to bring the song to life. Because even right now, when we play it from the beginning to the end, it's not gonna be complete. There are a few more things we need to know in order to make the music, sound good. But I'll talk about that once we complete the whole technical technique package, let's call it like that. All right, so what I want to do, let me see what's going on there. 16, 17, 18. Let me see. Yeah, so the bar 16, that's kind of a G chord, but it's even hard to find the G chord there. I know it's very confusing. Maybe in terms of fingers, what I would do there, that's actually if you ask me, that would be the problematic bar. That's the bar where you really need the low G, okay? That's the bar where your fourth fret on the fourth string sounds not that great when you have a high G. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm really not happy with how it sounds on this one, but it's just that specific section that is not really nice. For the rest, it works. So what I would do, I would use my index finger for the second fret and my ring finger for the fourth fret. Okay, this is kind of the arrangement of the fingers. The rest, what I would do then, well, for the C sus2, we can continue the four fingers, four frets position from before, right? Do you see that? So actually we distribute the fingers. Index is responsible for everything on the second fret, middle for the third fret, ring for the fourth fret, pinky for the fifth fret, and we are good, right? You can see that, guys? I think that's a good arrangement. One of them. There are some other ways, but I would probably use that. And we finish it off with a C chord. So let's try to play the very final part together. So bar 16th, 17th, and 18th. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and pinky to the fifth fret and the C chord. And for the C chord, you simply can strum it. There are multiple ways of doing that. You can strum it with the thumb, just playing downwards, or a little bit of the Spanish feeling. Donna is very familiar with that, with the, right? All that stuff. Anyway, so just a down strum, a little bit of a broken feeling. That would really work for the C chord as a finishing touch. Did I forget something? I think we're good. Please mind the rhythm in bar 16, guys. Bar 16, the rhythm is a little bit tricky. The first note is a quarter note. So 1 and that's the first note. Then we have 2 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we are at the C sus section. Okay, so please pay attention to the rhythm there because it can be a little bit confusing. Are we ready to play the whole thing? Is everyone ready to put it all together and see how the song actually sounds when it's complete? Thumbs up for everyone. Any questions? This is the time to ask questions, guys. If a bar, a note, a chord, the rhythm is not clear, this is the chance. No? All good? No questions at all? All right. Let's do this thing from the top, guys. From the top, practice mode. It's not gonna be yet the best take ever. It's gonna be very slow, but safe, all right? Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Second bar. 3 and 4 and diminished. 1 and and 1 and squeeze the pinky, slide the pinky to the next bar. 3 2 0 and third line. A7 with a pinky and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keep the ring finger, keep it. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1 and 2 Jesus, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and pinky to the 5th fret and final chord C. I know it's not perfect, but I think we're getting there. Am I right? It's okay if you miss the bar. It's okay if you miss 2. It's okay. As long as we keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Shall we do it once again? Last round for the whole thing. I mean, it's the first time we're putting it together, so it's normal when things go a little bit like, you know, shaky. It's totally fine. Any questions? No questions? All good? All right. Very good. Very good. Let's do it. 3 and 4 and 1. DM7, 1 and very good. Third line. 1 and 2 and 3. Keep the ring. Keep the ring. Keep it, keep it. Still keep it. Now open. Next page. Jesus. And 4 and 1 and long notes 2 and 3 and 4 and strum the C chord and we are done. Good job, good job. Bravo. Alrighty, it's a very nice song. So I promised to give you some extra tips, and likely we have a few more minutes. Unless you have more questions, or you know, I'm here for you guys, so feel free, just raise your hand and ask it. But in order to make the music, you know, become more lively, more expressive, we need to do more than just hitting the right notes, you know. So we need to emphasize the melody a little bit. And by that, I mean, you guys need to know where the melody notes are within the score. And you need to make them, by emphasizing, I mean, play them a little bit louder, make more contrast between the notes which are important, the melody notes, and the rest of the notes. Okay? And it's not only about this song, it's about any song you're playing in chord melody. Okay, it's pretty much what it's a balance thing. When we go to when we go to a live show and we see a band, the singer is always in front, right? The singer is not hiding behind the drums, right? In most cases, the singer is in front. So there's some kind of a balance going on stage where the singer is a little bit louder and more in front than the rest of the band because the singer is singing the melody. So this instrument, now we're doing an arrangement. So we're kind of a one-man, one instrument band. So you need naturally, like, to make the song sound stronger, more expressive, you need to boost the melody a little bit up. I don't say rip off the string, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying, like, if this is the level how you were playing the song, bring everything a little bit down, start with that, and then you'll have the room to play them, to hit the melody notes a little bit louder. Like if you're already here, there's no room for you to plug the melody louder. That's it, you're already at your loudest. So just bring everything a little bit down, and then you'll have the room to go a little bit higher with the melody. Let me give you an example. Let me first play it just like all plain, just like as if I didn't talk about this thing with you. And then I'll play it when I'm boosting the melody a little bit. This is, by the way, not really beginners kind of material, but I'm still welcoming you. It's more of, it has to do, it's not so much technique involved actually, guys. It's more musicality involved. And it has to do with listening to music. I started the lesson with telling you, listen to music, start with your ears. It starts with your ears and it finishes with your ears. So if you want to fine tune things, listen to music and go a little bit more in detail. Don't only listen to music when you're talking to a friend as a background thing. Listen to music because you love music and you want to go deeper into the music and understand what's inside of your song. So let me just give you an example of what I mean, and you guys tell me how that feels. So okay, all right, that was cool, but let's hear take two. Let me see. Needless to say, this instrument is a little bit limiting. You see, I'm trying to do my best here, but it's my travel size soprano, half body ukulele, so I cannot like squeeze all the beauty out of the ukulele. It's not my favorite instrument for performing, and I would probably not perform on this one. I would like take my better, like my tenor ukulele with me or something. So, but I tried to show you the difference. I hope you could hear a little bit that it became more expressive. There, it was breathing, had a little bit of this human aspect in it, and not as if a robot is playing the song. So, try to experiment with it a little bit. Okay, just the exercise, the actual material for you to work with. Print the score. Just have it printed, or I don't know, if you want to work on your computer, it's also fine. But just highlight, just have it visually. I know I didn't do that for you. Maybe I should have, but it's a good exercise for you to do. Just like mark with color or just put a little dot next to the notes, which are the melody. It's good for you to identify what is the melody in an arrangement. Okay, so that's a nice exercise. Not only for this song, any other song that you're playing in chord melody. Try to sing the notes, try to get a little bit more involved. Donna, you have a question?
Yes, about the vibrato. I think I have too much punch in my fingers. The vibrato never turns out as smooth as you do. Is it the jiggling vibration from left to right? Because up and down is more bending and you change the key, but
no, so let me give you the example of what happens when you go up and down and what happens when you go left to right. When
yeah,
you
up
go
and down you change the key.
yeah, you're changing the pitch.
Yes.
So it's not a vibrato, but it's more like a bend.
Yeah.
So it start right. That's when I'm going up and down with the movement. So it's a little bit too harsh. It's an effect. I mean, depending on what we're playing. By the way, this you hear a lot in Asian music. Like I just came back from Southeast Asia, and I was sitting in a restaurant, and you hear this beautiful traditional music in Thailand, and they have actually some instrument that remind you this. Like it has a bit of this vibrato type in Asian music, which is beautiful.
Gamelan, yes.
It's different. So the vibrato that I'm talking about is more indeed like the left to right thing. I'll try to explain how that works and how it feels when I do that. What's important is a few things. So you have your thumb. It's a very important finger when it comes to vibrato, and it's the finger that does the vibrato. Okay, so what you need to imagine that they just hang, like you grab these two fingers and they kind of hang from side to side, like this. If this would be my fingers, they just kind of hang like this in a very loose way, like this. The whole section is just hanging. So you see, everything is very loose. My thumb is on the opposite side to my, well, in this case, the middle finger, and I'm just kind of as if you're walking on the same spot, as if you're like cats do that. I don't know if you ever seen a cat like doing this motion, walk, standing on one spot and doing this with its feet. So that's what you're kind of doing, but just with one finger, kind of moving right on the same spot, and that's what gives you the effect. So just moving, just try to move a little bit right to left with your index finger. And the key, I think the key, like number one priority is be relaxed. Don't press too hard. Make it a very loose motion in your wrist, in your fingers. That's the key. And try to work with the speed of how you're doing it. Oh, Julianne is joining us. I think she mixed the hours, but it's fine. It happens. You can do a fast vibrato. It's actually very hard. You can do a slower one. It's a very subtle. It's barely as if you barely hear it. But what I'm trying to do with the vibrato, it's indeed also a way of emphasizing the note. But also I'm trying to make the note a little bit longer, just like squeezing that extra bit from that note, because that's what vibrato does as well. Without the vibrato, the note dies a little bit earlier and disappears. But I want to make it a little bit longer. So that's why I do this motion, and it makes the note a bit more beautiful. But these are all like extra aesthetical kind of, it indeed brings the song to life. One thing is just us learning the notes and the technique, like pluck here with this finger, that finger, it's all great. But if we want to perform, like if we want to take it to the next level and actually really touch those strings, like to really make somebody emotional about a song, it takes, I think, a bit more than just plucking. You know what I mean? You need to really, I don't know, bring the sensitivity about the notes, like go a little bit deeper.
I think these are the dynamics.
It's dynamics, it's vibrato, it's all embellishments. Let's say if I would play the song not as in a lesson settings, but just like, okay, I'm free to play whatever, I would add extra tricks to make the song a little bit more playful. That's what we do also in the intermediate lessons. Sometimes I give you some extra tips on that, but check it out. I'll just give you an example. I don't know, something like that. I don't know if you could hear the subtle, differences between the dynamics, but you could tell. Thank you, thank you. But you could tell that sometimes I was plucking harder. It went louder. It's as if we're having a conversation. I was having a conversation with you, with the listener, you know, going like, and the dynamics pretty much like going louder, going softer, as if I'm like enthusiastic about something, then I'm listening to you. I'm like speaking with emotions. Sometimes I'm quiet, sometimes I'm whispering into your ear something very sensitive, sometimes I'm more expressive, but that's what makes the conversation flow. And that's a very important thing in music. So think about it. And again, the exercise of how to get there is with your ears, guys. It's not with your fingers. It's with the way we listen to music. The music that you've always been listening to, the same songs, but just be open to go a little bit deeper into finding the instruments that are playing there. You know, try to tap along with the song, get a bit more information, be curious about it. And that will bring you actually into the point where you become more sensitive into this, when you start hearing those subtle differences, not only like, hey, these are the notes, these are the tabs, these are the chords, but a little bit more than that. So anyway, that's today's class. It was beginners / intermediate. I don't know, you call it the way you want it. Julian, I think you joined the class 1 hour later, but it's fine. We still love you. I know. Actually, yeah, it happens. I know. I just changed the hours. I think you saw that post, right? But I don't know. You guys in the West Coast.
I don't know. We also changed our time last night.
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw you guys being a bit confused about that.
So I thought I figured it out correctly, but okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. I got
I
the
wish there
tail
would
end.
be any time change, but not in my hands, you know. I saw that you guys asking about, you know, this time changes and how to go about it. I think we have three ways of tracking time in our lessons. One is Shelley's calendar. She put a beautiful calendar. It's on Patreon. Okay. This is one way. But if there are changes, that calendar doesn't count because it's like it's an image. Okay, it's a fixed thing. So this is one thing. The second thing is something that Farah recommended me to do, and that's the Google Calendar. So if there are any changes, and I highly recommend everyone here to log into that calendar because that's that dynamic calendar. So if there are any changes, you just need to log in. It's through Google. I think everyone has a Google account. So as long as you kind of log into my calendar, it will you will get the information directly to yours. I don't know how it works, but it should. Farah is the master of calendar, so ask her. I just did my job, you know. Anyway, so it's just a good way of, you know, knowing if there are any changes. It just every update is there. It's online. And was there a third one? Was there a third way of doing that? I thought there was another way. And the other way is simply checking the time difference in the time converter app, which I'm also sharing with you guys. So and next to it, I'm trying to send you a reminder on Telegram. Hey guys, 30 minutes left till class begins, or 1 hour, you know, look. So there are actually 4 ways of reminding you that we have in a lesson. Needless to say, guys, Telegram, you don't have to be there like always present with all the conversations, but if you're confused about the time, you can always log in and ask everyone, hey, when is it happening? And I'm a little bit confused and all that, because sometimes I forget to answer. It happens. So, you know, I get so much help from you, so thank you. Everyone is so but I know it can be confusing, especially when there is a switch in time, such as today, and then Boris is back to Europe. So like, what time should we follow? I can imagine it's like it's overwhelming. So sorry if that, you know, sometimes a bit too much and all that. Anyway, for now I'm staying here in Europe, in this region of the world. All right, guys. Thank you for joining this class. Thank you. Love you all. And we see each other very soon next week, right? Next week? Yeah, next week. We have a class next week. Needless to say, we have a new theme for Aloha Night, a very cool one. Marina suggested it, and I find it really, really awesome. And by the way, guys, I'm in need for suggestions for themes for our Aloha Night, which means our performance night at the end of the month. So if you have any cool theme, like one of my themes was countries. So like if there is a song from your country which you want to share with us, that's our theme. The next theme is alternative chord shapes. So in that, Aloha night, in the upcoming one, I want to see more than just, you know, the normal chord shapes. I want to see some nice versions. Of course, we did talk about in the theory class, and I actually taught you guys, well, the ones who are following my ear training and theory classes, I taught you guys on how to find alternative shapes. So I want to see some cool shapes. It doesn't have to be a whole song with crazy shapes. You can just use a few and then share it with us. So that's the theme. Right? Teach us some cool shapes during the performance night and play a cool song. And I think it's a great opportunity. And any idea for the next one, I don't know, the one in December, just, you know, just let me know if you have any cool ideas for new Aloha concepts. Alrighty, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much. Until very soon. Ciao, ciao.